Peralta on the track.
You know, if you want to control someone, pay them, and then like when you hang that over them, when you kind of when you can take away their livelihood from them by like money, then you have control over them. That's why it looks like, which is what cult leaders do. They influence people to do things on their own. They influence them to take the initiative to do things, and that's where that's where they get kind of like Stockholm syndrome. They start falling in love with the cult leader. They want to protect them, and yeah.
Well, here we are.
Well, hello. Everybody, welcome our guest. John, you want to introduce John?
Myself?
Introduce
myself?
Tell us why you wanted to do a little episode with us. What made you intrigued? Episode 6, jumping in.
Well,
you nervous, huh? You nervous?
A little bit. Yeah, it's my first time doing like a show, like a talk show. So, and I'm not really like extroverted. I guess selectively. I don't know. It really just depends. But yeah, I really wanted to kind of like test myself. I'm not really extroverted. I'm a really introverted person. So I think this is like a good like resistance test. Like a resistance training. This is it right here. That's it for me. Like trying the art of conversation, and yeah.
The art of conversation. Yeah. I like that. I like that you're pushing yourself to do something a little out of your comfort zone. That's hard to do.
These right here, episode 6. So we're sorry if you hear a slight hum in the background. The cicadas are out. So
the cicadas are out. They're chirping.
So if that's what you hear in the background, we're sorry.
We apologize.
We never had these before till John showed up, and all of a sudden, here they go.
All of a sudden, it's only when John's here. So.
And you can never find them motherfuckers either.
I find their little shells or whatever that they leave, their skins.
They're fucking loud. I know they got a lot to live, but couldn't they just wait till we're done here? A little disrespectful.
Quiet on the set, cicadas.
Quiet on the set. Putos. How's that cigar there, buddy?
Good. I'm having trouble lighting it because I think I need to light it a bit more.
Oh, you need one of those.
You need to suck it in while you light it.
You might need a big ass lighter.
No,
it looks lit.
You see how it's a little charred right there.
Oh yeah.
That bottom part. I think I need to just like light it.
You want to use mine? Oh.
So yeah, John's over here having a little trouble with the cigar here, trying to light it up. But
that's what I get for trying to be different.
They're not going to hear his voice a whole lot. His mic's on his lap, trying to light this cigar. So anyway, let's get into it right away. What do you think? So
yeah, let's get into it.
We were talking about this yesterday. When does something go from doing something for business and trying to make money, or doing it just for fun? What's the line for you, or for you as well?
Yeah, like what's the line between making something or doing something artistic for a business reason, for money, versus the love of the art, the craft itself? Do you lose creativity, etc., when you focus on the business side of it?
Yeah, basically, when does something go from doing it for fun and doing it for the art of it, into doing it because you have to make money? And for me personally, I'm not looking to start a fucking production business and make money. I will work a normal job and then just do this for fun. And if I happen to get a break and someone wants to pay me, like, oh, I've seen your movies, they're awesome, then that's cool. But that's not my goal, to go out and try to make something that's going to be able to be sold.
Yeah, I think it can get really easily, it can become about the money, and then I think you can easily lose your love of it and the creative aspect of it.
Yeah. What
do you think?
Yeah, it's like, I think the line can always move for someone. I guess it just depends on like their independent journey, like where they're at. But I think recently, like, that line has been moving a lot for me. Like, I've been trying to like navigate between focusing on like just making more video edits, more montages, just so I can get more like stuff under my portfolio, so I can have like more stuff to show, and like trying to balance that while also trying to do like apply for a certificate of formation and all that stuff, and driving up to Austin just to like going into a government building and turning in something. And it's all like it's a process, and it's draining, but so is the creative process too. And it's really, it's a battle. It's an uphill battle, and I don't know where that I draw that line between business and like, or you know, which one I should put more like effort into or more focus into, either like the creative process or business side. I really don't know. That line's always changing for me, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, it is kind of a process. Like for me, I went to law school and I was really excited about making a lot of money. And then I didn't hate it. I just got really insecure about being a lawyer and didn't know if I wanted to work 80-hour weeks and work and grind.
Yeah.
And I always loved acting. I always loved performance. And I tried to enter that realm, but then realized quickly that meant I was going to be broke for a long time. And it's hard because money is, the reality is we all need money, but I feel like if you focus too much on it, like you got to strike a balance between the two, and it's hard to do.
Mm-hmm. Especially with like prices going up, like the prices of everything, like even like camera equipment, lighting equipment, all that stuff.
Oh yeah, even just groceries and
yeah.
rent. I mean,
gas too. Yeah.
And I do feel like it does take a certain amount of privilege to be able to focus on the creativity.
Yeah.
Because you have to like I recognize for myself that like I live with my parents. So I have the freedom to do a lot of stuff that other people can't do.
Me too. I live with my parents too.
You also have the we have the, well, what was the word? I have the pleasure of being able to be hosted at your house for this podcast.
Yeah, and it's kind of like you have to find little ways to get around like paying for things or finding spots to film and spots to do that aren't going to cost so much money. But
I met you at the right time. I came to you with a night. We say this like every episode, but just in case you didn't know, John. So basically, one day she was working on a film. I was like, hey, you know, I always want to do a fun podcast where you just sit around smoking cigarettes or whatever, anything that you can like, weed, cigarettes, whatever, and just chit chat. And she's like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, cigarettes? You said, okay, yeah, let's do it.
We actually got it started really quickly. I think I told you in like a week later we were doing our first episode.
We did.
And this is now episode 6.
Awesome. That's beautiful. Hell yeah.
And now we have John here. We have our first guest. We made it to a guest episode.
What's it been like so far? You're like 7 minutes in, 7.5.
Good.
How you feeling?
Good. Feel good. I think I might go for a cigarette.
You can go for a cigarette, buddy.
It's like this. Like,
it's called Ashtray Conversations for a reason, because anything that you can light and smoke is what's on here. So if you wanted to bring a joint one day and light up weed, that's fine.
We're fine with that. No judgment here.
A lot of things in life don't go our way. You know one thing that always goes our way, though? Smoking. That's always a good time. Am I right?
Hell yeah. Bro.
Hell yeah.
This one's for the good guys.
What? The guys?
The good guys. Like...
Okay.
No.
Cool. Women don't exist. Women don't exist in the world. I guess only guys exist and only guys can smoke a cigarette. Fuck you, dude.
I'm with her on this one, man.
Then fucking, you can go too. With your fucking cigar. Get the fuck out of here. And of course, like always, I'm drinking this cold Monster. I always get, every episode, I want to get sponsored by Monster, please.
Every time you've come over, you've had like at least 2 energy drinks with you.
The Monster is my podcast drink of choice. On my baseball one, that's what I drink. And on this one, that's what I drink. So if you ever catch my drift, Monster, throw a sponsorship our way.
Throw it this way. We'll catch it.
I mean, we average about 250 views per episode. That's plenty enough for a sponsorship.
Yeah, hell yeah.
That's plenty. Yeah. What about you? Do you drink energy drinks, John?
I do. I think I do, like energy drinks and coffee. I love both of them. I think I like coffee more. I
do both more. Too.
Yeah.
I'll do like coffee in the morning and then like energy drink in the afternoon.
Yes, that's my like kind of
combo.
Combo. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Usually energy drinks, they're for the afternoon or for the night, but not for the morning. Coffee's in the morning, or tea. But I don't really drink tea, but
tea is nice. Tea is like a little treat every now and then for me. I'll have a cup of tea.
I like unsweet tea. Unsweet tea is the best.
Unsweet? Sweet tea though. Sweet tea goes hard.
It's good, but like if you set me down and you ask me, do I want unsweet or sweet? I'm gonna tell you unsweet 99% of the time.
I don't like unsweet tea.
Is that weird?
I like sweet tea.
No.
Give me that sugar.
I think some people they like straight like black coffee. Like
like
no
the bitter.
sugar, no cream, nothing. And
Yeah,
I don't know, it's just Miguel likes Miguel, have you met Miguel by any chance?
I don't think I've met Miguel.
Miguel Valdez.
Miguel's a fiend with coffee.
Yeah.
Really?
He loves coffee, yeah. He works at Starbucks too, and so it's like he's always surrounded by coffee.
Here comes the goddamn cicadas again.
Oh no.
They're cheering us on.
So yeah, see what happens? We start with a topic, we get derailed, and we eventually circle back around
We
to
eventually
it.
circle back. But like, so do you think it's possible to focus on business and not lose any of your kind of creative instincts and creative drive? Or do you think there's always a little bit of a payoff that you're a price that you're paying?
Yeah, for sure. I even like for yourself, like your own identity, you kind of do. Sometimes you can lose yourself in the process. I've seen a couple movies like that, like Black Swan or Wolf of Wall Street. I think Wolf of Wall Street is one like that. You know,
Yeah.
like he starts off as like a blue collar guy, and then he works his way up, but eventually gets to a point where he goes into like megalomania, and he loses himself.
Yeah.
You know, that's like the dangers of hedonism. You know, of when you get too much money, when you get there's an excess of stuff. And then Black Swan is like being obsessed about the creative process. You know, she's like trying to get on. Have y'all seen Black Swan?
I love
Natalie
Black
Portman?
Swan.
No? Oh, okay. So it's like a psychological thriller where she's playing. There's this play, and I'm like butchering this, but
I haven't
It's-
seen it, so to me, it's 100% true.
yeah, 100%
No, yeah, it's
true.
like the Swan Lake Ballet,
Mm,
but
yeah,
they
there you go, yeah.
change it or something. Or there's the Swan Lake where there's the
She's trying
good
to, like,
swan and then the black
bad
swan.
Yeah.
It's a really good movie, and I really love Natalie Portman's performance. And I love that exploration of like wanting to be good in a way that drives you, but then there's a point at which it becomes obsession and it can ruin you.
That's my thing. It's because like, okay, right now I'm making stuff basically literally for free. Like no one's getting paid. I'm not getting paid. People that help me aren't getting paid, and that's fine
Same
for me.
here.
But like, no, I don't want to get to the point where like it's like I have to make content because it's my living now.
Yeah, and
So
you
like I
see
have to
this.
think of something to make. Like fuck, I gotta write a script. I gotta do something,
Mm,
and that would drive me crazy.
And you see it with influencers now too, trying to kind of chase that clout that gives them money, and then at some
The get
point
rich
it's
quick
almost like they
scheme,
have
yeah.
to, or else they'll stop
The
getting
crypto,
paid.
The NFTs, all like the whole.
Yeah,
I think like clone cards. Have you heard about clone cards? There's these things that so it's basically you could find them on a Telegram, like on one of those accounts, like a Telegram account, and pretty much it's someone, hey, we can clone these credit cards, you know, by like skimming. You know how they do the skimming, and you can pay $200, and they'll get you a clone card that has someone else's credit card information, except the amount is like 4K. You know,
I've seen that shit. I've seen the documentary on Vice about it.
I've never heard of that.
Basically, they have machines that they can print. Like looks like a credit card, like the braille, whatever it is on there.
Yeah, the little braille
embossment,
numbers.
right? Embossed.
Yeah.
They have a machine and they can put your name on it. Yeah, they can put their name on it.
That
Scary.
is wild. That's so scary.
Because the one I saw, the guy was like, "Yeah, it's all in the magnetic strip." Yeah, you saw that one too.
No.
That's what he said. So like everything is in this magnetic strip. You can put whatever name you want on it, but as long as there's, this thing is what matters.
Yeah, and it's,
That
like,
is
God
wild.
you can get one for like $200, a low balance credit card, clone card, like $200 for 1.24K, and then
And it's
$400
connected.
for 2.4K. But I think I've like done some research into this, like on my own time, and I've also like asked other people online, like, oh, have you bought a clone card? Because I wanted to get one for myself, hypothetically, this is just hypothetically, right?
Hypothetically, in quotations.
Yeah, in quotations,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
This is all. Yeah. Anyways, this is AI. Anywho, and it's a scam. Like they say they'll get you the clone card that has like 4K And all you gotta do, this is like, they give you instructions too before you get it. They're like, you get the card. It has like a number in the back. It has your name on it, your address, and then you go up to any ATM, and you can only pull out like $500 at a time, and you have to go to a different ATM for like every hour. So you gotta like space it out, but you can get all like the $4,000 that's in it, but you get it cash, and then that's what's like the whole. It's a scam because they're like, yeah, give us $200, and then we'll activate the card for you. And then all you gotta do is just go to an ATM, and that's kind of like the get rich quick thing, That's all you gotta do is just, and it's like the man, the what's it called, the goose that laid the golden egg. Keep paying me, and I'll give you money, but they never do.
Damn, dude.
That's like that's that whole clone card scam right there.
Scams. There's so many scams now. It's getting so ridiculous, but like, it's also hard in this industry because people get scammed because someone will be like, yeah, I'm gonna make you a star, I'm gonna make you all that stuff, and you want it. And so I think if you're the type of person that wants that big break and that money, and you're so focused on that, you can you're more likely to be scammed like that.
Yeah,
it's the same thing with cults, man. Somebody can make a good enough pitch, people believe anything. And
cult leaders are always really universally well liked.
Yeah,
they're like
charismatic.
And stuff. Yeah.
I always hate that when they're like, well, they were a nice person, I would have never thought.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
you could see it from the start. You could see the signs.
Listen to his fucking ideals. His ideals were a fucking hippie, dude. I'm not saying hippies are bad.
Helter Skelter with Mr. Manson.
Have you seen that
Charlie
one?
Manson?
Huh?
Charlie Manson.
I was like, have you seen that one? It's like pretty newer, the Twin Flame.
Yes, I saw that one. Did you see Escaping Twin Flames?
Is that the what's it about?
It's wild. So it's about this cult where these leaders would essentially say someone out there is like your twin flame, and so all these people wanting love, wanting a relationship, would say, oh, I met this guy and I felt something, and he would go, that's your twin flame, you're meant to be with him. And they would end up like stalking them and doing really inappropriate things because in their head, this is my soulmate,
There was also a rule they had where like it was between a man and a girl. So like if you were two girls that got together, one of you had to become a man.
Oh shit.
Yeah, they said it was the divine feminine and the divine masculine. So it could be a same-sex couple, but they said within that couple, one of you is the divine feminine and one of you is the divine masculine. So it was like it advertised itself as being very LGBTQ friendly, but at the end of the day, the foundation of it was still
misleading,
man and woman, kind of feminine and masculine. It was still hetero leaning.
One of the
I see.
Some of the people got surgery. They actually transitioned.
Oh.
Yeah, some people were really influenced into believing they were a man,
like they were
or they were a woman.
Yeah, kind of.
If
you look at your traits, you are a man. And some of them didn't transition. Luckily, they were like, I'm glad I did because I didn't really feel that way. But some people transitioned and they're like, fuck, I don't.
Yeah, it's a very like permanent choice.
Yeah.
And it's hard to undo, I think.
But a cult, man, if you're lonely and you tell someone this is your lover for the rest of your life, you're like, yay.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
It's so sad because they prey on people in really vulnerable positions. They prey on your need to be liked. They prey on your need to have a community and like want to be loved and be a part of something. Yeah. Like NXIVM was started as like it's kind of self-help classes.
Is that a cult too? NXIVM?
Yeah. Y'all didn't hear about NXIVM?
No. I've heard about it, but I don't know exactly.
Sounds like a medication. NXIVM, honestly does. Yeah.
Come on, join our cult. We'll give you medication. Hey, what the fuck, dude? Seriously, what the fuck are you doing?
Smoking a cig.
What the fuck are you doing, dude? Dude, fucking put that shit out, dude.
Yo, I was smoking that.
My parents were mad when I left the Mormon church. They were not happy about it.
I feel like you're gonna fall off the couch there, buddy. I don't want you to fall. You're too important.
I grew up Catholic, like in middle school, up to middle school. My parents, we would go to church on Sundays, Sunday morning church. And I remember always just being so restless, never being able to sit still.
Yeah.
Whenever me and my brother always fighting, and then like we're making too much noise, we're like kicking each other, elbowing each other, and then one does it and then the other one does it, and it doesn't stop until like you get the last hit, and then it never stops, and then your mom like pinches you on your elbow, and you're like, ah.
I never felt religion, man. I would go to church. I never felt anything.
Yeah.
I tried to tell myself that I did, but I never did. Like every time I'd go to church, I never felt anything. I was like, oh, this is great, or I believe this message. I was just brainwashed and believing that this is a way to live my life. And eventually, like I said, when I became like 21 or 22, I was like, yeah, this is a bunch of not for me.
Yeah, I don't think it ever was
like
for me too. Oh God, cicadas are back.
So you're gonna hear the cicadas for a little bit.
Oh, now they're gone.
Thank you for stopping. We appreciate it. If you just do
they're
that.
so loud.
Yeah.
My God.
Cali Ranger.
But yeah, religion is something else. I was in it. Like I believed. I would pray every night.
Damn,
I would pray for hours. I mean, it was kind of a way. I kind of used it to try and cope with my anxiety, but it also in turn fueled my anxiety because I was so I wanted to be good for God so badly that I did become like obsessed with it. Like we were talking about, like that black swan thing, and I would get really hyper focused on like, did I think a bad thought and God's gonna be mad at me? Okay, I need to repent for that. And after I got baptized, I would start tracking my sins so that I could repent for them, and I was like trying to be I wanted to have 0 sins, and it was so much pressure. It
feels like someone's always watching you, like like you're being observed, every single one of your,
even when you're alone.
Like you're being watched, you're being judged
all the time.
You get nervous, man, because you're like, I can't do this because it's against God's will and I'll go to hell if I do. And then a lot of people, you probably know this, but you get lost in that life and you can't think for yourself anymore.
Yes. It really messes with your ability to make your own decisions. Like everything I had to know, is this what God wants me to do? And so I wasn't able to really say for myself, do I want to do this?
Yeah.
Do I care about this? Do I like this? It was always like, what does God want from me? And so you kind of lose your ability to even make decisions. And that was hard for me when I left, because that was my source of decision making, was praying. And then I stopped praying, and it was like, well, how do I make a decision now? So and that's the thing with cults. A lot of times it's hard to leave because not only do they coerce you into staying, they debilitate you in a way that makes it hard for you to transition out. Transitioning out of a cult is not just leaving one day. It's a whole process. There's people that talk about deconstruction and like deconstructing from all of the mind games that were done to you. And it's like a whole psychological process.
Which is crazy because for me, I was a Christian and I just stopped believing and that was it. I didn't have to.
Yeah. See, I was so in it.
But I also wasn't a member of any churches. Like I wasn't like going to church really. I believed, but I wasn't going to church, so I don't know if it would maybe been different if I was like, hey, I'm not going to come to church anymore. It might have been different, right?
Yeah, like I had to, it was almost like coming out when I came out as queer. You have to come out and say, I don't believe in this anymore. And everyone's like, come back. Like my parents would give me Book of Mormons and tell me to read them and write me messages and send me videos and send me things that were like, just listen to this talk.
Faith videos? Like faith posts?
About faith and about the church.
I've seen one of those videos, man. It's fucking weird. It was my friend Tony that I used to hang with every summer. His grandparents were hardcore Mormon. He wasn't. But it was this video they made me watch. It was like some old guy with a violin.
They made you watch it?
Yeah. They try to get people to watch those videos all the time. It was like
an old guy with a violin, and there was some message in there about something I don't remember because I was like in high school, so I don't remember. But it was weird.
I see.
And he was like, he wasn't Mormon, but he's like, man, they don't have any tea around here, any sodas. All we have is fucking water and non-caffeinated beverages. And he hated it because he wasn't.
He was dying in there.
He wasn't Mormon at all. He was really cool. This was a long time. This was like 2000, 2001, dude.
Oh, I wasn't even born then.
Yeah. And
you youngin', how old are you again? 22?
22 years old, yeah.
22. God damn. I'll be 30. I'll be 38 in September.
I'll be 35 in October.
We're getting older, man.
Are you a Libra?
I'm a Virgo.
Oh.
I was born, my birthday is September 19th, 1986.
Nice. Mine's
write that down.
October 6th.
I don't know if like, I can never, people say that I do traits of the Virgo, but I don't know. I've been told
I don't know enough about astrology.
Yeah, all I know is that
I have it on there already.
I can get an attitude, huh?
I have it on there already.
Hell yeah. I'll be 38, man. And in
Hell
2
yeah.
years, I'll be 40. Which is weird because I don't act nowhere near my age, right?
You don't have to, I can't even imagine you being like 40.
I'm going to be 40. And, like, at some point, I don't know. I don't want it to be weird when I'm, like, 50 and acting like I'm 20.
No.
But
Why not?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've always felt that that'd be weird. Like, I dress like I'm younger, too, and I talk and act.
Nah, I don't think there's nothing wrong with
It's
that.
weird, though, because a lot of people I get along with are way younger than me. No, they're like 25
Young
and
in
shit.
spirit.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
young at heart.
Because I didn't think you were 34 years. I thought you were in your 20s, too.
Yeah, I'm 34, about to be 35.
I think I feel like you've aged backwards.
Because you've seen older pictures.
Yeah,
of
some of
me.
your family photos
Like
you
Benjamin Button.
look...
When I was younger, when I was like 14, people would think that I was like 18.
If you look at her family photos, she looks older. Probably because you were like more... I guess because you were religious, so you kind of dressed more proper. Is that the right word?
Maybe that was
The way
it.
you
Yeah,
did your style.
dressed like
Okay.
modest and
And
like
your hairstyle.
yeah, you had to be
business
really,
casual kind of like attire?
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, people would always like. I remember when I was like 16 or 14, guys would hit on me, and I'd be like, I'm 14, and they were like, oh, I thought you were 20.
Because how old were you in the picture in there where you're like with the family on the beach?
I
And
think
you're
I'm like 15,
Yeah, you look like you're like 19.
like 18 or
Yeah.
19. Yeah.
It's kind of weird.
I see.
Like you look older then. But
I
now you
remember
look
when we
younger.
went to drop off my sister at college, a lot of them thought they were dropping me off, but I was 14. I was like, I'm going into high school.
That'd be weird, right? I don't know how I would handle that if someone's trying to like hit on me and I'm like, what young? I'm like, I'm 14.
I mean,
I would
it
get,
gets
and I was
weird when,
so
like,
shy.
they stick
I was
around, yeah.
so shy,
Mhm.
especially around boys.
Oh,
So like this environment, I would have been like,
that was me in middle school.
I
high
used to be
school,
shy
too.
too when I was in high school. But once
Mhm.
I got out of high school, I was like, look, I'm an adult now. I'm gonna be in social situations. I have to learn just to fucking
Yeah.
say shit.
Yeah.
I know.
Speak your mind.
Or just
and-
like not speak. It was weird. It took a while for me to be comfortable, but now I'm like, I don't shut up now.
Mhm.
I know. Then I got to a phase where I was like the oversharer, and I was like, how did I even get here? I used to be
Yeah.
like such a hard nut to crack because I was so quiet and so shy.
I'm very blunt.
Yeah. And I was just, and then
I
I'd
like
be
that
like,
quality about you. Being blunt, being direct.
just
It's
say
like
shit straight up.
succinct. Yeah, it's like because sometimes you don't need to say more than like sometimes less is more.
yeah.
Cigarette break.
I kind of want to go back to the Charlie Manson thing.
Yeah, go for it,
y'all
dude.
know a lot about
Go
Charlie
for it.
Manson.
A little bit.
Charles Manson.
Yeah, a
It's
little bit.
crazy. Because like
He was
the
the one that
whole-
killed that actress, right?
Yeah, Sharon Stone, I think. They like butchered her body, and there was so much blood, and then
And they like vandalized the whole house and like wrote all this stuff.
They put a message. I think it was Helter Skelter. It might have
Oh,
been something
yeah.
else, but it reminds me. I was thinking about it because how you said how cult leaders, they tend to influence. That they're like negative influences on the people that follow them, and Charlie Manson, he used to give his followers LSD and acid when he would have speeches, when he would do his speeches.
That was the dude that also had those girls kill for him, right? Too.
Mm-hmm. He never lifted a hand to kill anybody. He convinced teenagers to kill for him. Or like 17-year-olds, young adults. He convinced young adults to kill for him.
Which is fucking nuts, because like
Mm-hmm.
serial killers, at least from like, in my opinion, is they're always so like sometimes, not always, but sometimes these people are like really smart, and they like the guy from Ted Bundy. He was smart as fuck. He went to Ivy League school, and like, what the fuck?
He went
is,
to
like,
law school.
What makes you go from
He
being
went
that
to my law school, I think.
when you're that intelligent? How do you go being from that intelligent to like killing people? Like what's wrong there?
I know.
Because you went to law school. I think he did go to.
He went to the same law school
Yeah.
I went to.
Really? What the fuck?
Not at the same time, obviously.
Oh.
But it's
But
so,
he was in Utah.
It's
yeah.
so weird that someone can
He
be
was
that
active
intelligent
in the
and then just
60s,
kill
right?
people.
60s.
Like what the
yeah,
fuck?
yeah. It's
Like Charles Manson, he could write songs and he could play music, and he decided to like go into this. I guess is it power? Is that why you become a cult leader?
It's got to be a power thing. I
Like
mean,
controlling
like Joseph Smith, the founder of the Mormon Church,
big cloud of smoke.
before he wrote the Book of Mormon and before all of the LDS stuff came about, he was a con man, and he would tell people, I found this buried treasure, and I know where it is, and I'll find it for you if you give me money. And then they would go get the treasure, and he'd be like, oh, you didn't trust me enough, so the treasure got sucked away.
That's crazy.
Into the land or something. And so it was always a con. It was there was always an explanation for why it didn't work. And if you're convincing enough, you can explain away anything.
You can keep people like on the reel.
You can keep people hooked. It's like hooking them.
Sometimes I watch these stories about these cults and leaders, and I'm like, man, I was kind of pulling for this guy, to do something. Like, man, he could have done. He seems like a really good guy. He just something's wrong with him mentally, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
there's got to be. What is that? What makes you want to do that? Like, it's got to be just this drive for power and influence over people. But it is interesting that cult leaders tend to be so well liked. Like, you'd think we would have a better radar.
Oh, you're right.
Did
some
it burn
ashes
you?
fell on my finger. Yeah, so I
Ooh.
threw it. No way, no that though. That's fine. But yeah, it's weird that like they don't take that ability to lead and put it in a positive way.
I know, it always turns negative. And it always goes so... It's like, it'll start as like... And all these cults, they'll start as like... Like, I'll see these documentaries and they'll be like, it started as an ice cream shop and turned into... And it'll start as something so simple, something so minute.
And
Innocent.
And I also don't believe that everybody is mentally fucked up. Some of these people are legit just power hungry and they want to control people. Like, I know a lot of them are mentally fucked up, but some of them aren't. From what I've seen, what documentaries I've seen over
And
years.
the thing that's sad about it is that once you join a cult, you go from victim, as you move up the rungs, you become the abuser. So you're manipulated into abusing and hurting other people and doing things that you wouldn't have otherwise done unless you were convinced.
This reminds me of this one scene from Red Dead Redemption 2. So you know how like the main antagonist, Dutch van der Linde, he has a gang of stagecoach robbers. They rob trains. It's like a gang, and they rob everything. And
Dude, I fucking love that game.
Amazing game, amazing.
You should play it.
And one of the earlier missions, you go to a barn and you get jumped. And I saw a comment because I was watching like a movie. I was watching I had the game on while I was working editing because I'm one of those people that I kind of sometimes have to have like a TV on, music playing or something playing. Like, I'm not paying attention to it, but like if it, I just want it on because like the energy of it, like the presence of something playing, it makes me feel less lonely.
I do that. I turn the TV on all the time and it's just on in the background.
And
if I'm editing now, I just have I'll just have the video up. I might pause and watch YouTube, but for the most part, I can't edit with anything else around me. I get distracted. But I'm sorry. Go ahead. I interrupt you though. So no, I get like ash all over me. But yeah, what were we talking about? The cults, and then you talk about editing.
Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That one mission when you get jumped in the cabin, Dutch van der Linde gives you the choice to either kill him, but he says it in a way that's neutral enough to like where there's no responsibility or accountability from his end. It's all Arthur's own doing. Which is what cult leaders do. They influence people to do things on their own. They influence them to take the initiative to do things, and that's where that's where they get kind of like Stockholm syndrome. They start falling in love with the cult leader. They want to protect them, and
that's why it's so hard legally to fight cults because people are choosing to be there. Yeah. But it's not really a choice when you're manipulated into it. But because you're coerced, it is like your choice. You can leave, but you're so psychologically afraid to that you don't.
Yeah, because I've seen documentaries. I was watching one day where they're like, there's nothing technically illegally that they're doing right now.
Yeah, that happens a lot.
They're like they're not known for murdering people or anything else. So they're just a religious cult. So there's really, like you said, nothing they can do unless suspicious shit starts happening, and then people start coming out and saying shit. But until then,
it builds up to it.
It builds up. Yeah, it can start really innocent, and then people, and it's always this promise of like we're doing something good, we're saving the world, or we're like Scientology, we're saving the world from these theons or whatever they are. And it starts small,
With
but
Charlie
once you get
Manson.
up the run, once you get farther into it, it gets more and more sinister. But you're so far in, you can't see it. It's
Yeah.
like when you burn a frog, and they don't realize that they're burning.
Mm-hmm. With Charlie Manson, it was a race war, helter skelter. It was like a whole like race war between black people and
I'll never.
African Americans.
Yeah, you're right.
And white Americans. It was like the race war is coming. We need to arm up. We need to organize. We need to, prepare ourselves for this war, this generational war that's coming. And that was one of his things. And there's this show called Mindhunter, and in the second season they interview Charlie Manson. Even though it's like historical fiction, the TV show is still based on like an actual book from this.
It's based on a real person, right?
Mm-hmm.
I saw the first season of Mindhunter.
Oh, you seen the show?
It's so good.
Yes, it's
He's all
amazing.
pumped. Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
I did. I saw the first season.
I've never heard of it.
It's such an underrated show.
It is. It never got like as much credit for how good it was as I thought it should.
I think it came out like during like the Stranger Things hype, so it kind of got like 2017, the first season.
I've saw one episode of Stranger Things. I didn't care. It was the very first episode. I didn't care to watch it after that.
You didn't like it?
I saw the first episode and that was it.
This one's for the good gals. Like hype can kind of, when something becomes overhyped, it's like negative, but there's a certain amount of hype that gets people to watch it. Then there's a certain amount of hype that gets people to say, no, everyone's watching.
There's also that thing with cults. When a show is, everybody's saying it's good and you watch it like, I don't understand. And people's like, what the fuck? Just like with Rick and Morty. I don't like Rick and Morty.
Oh, yeah.
But people's like, what the fuck? How can you not? I'm like, have you seen Arrested Development? No? Well, then fuck you. Watch Arrested Development. Then we'll talk.
Yeah, they like get so, it's their favorite shows. They're like, I can't believe you would never watch it.
Like Arrested Development is so fucking good. I love that fucking show. To me, it's better than a lot of shows that are on now.
It's Always Sunny?
Dude, that show right there, that's tough to top.
Yeah.
Breaking Bad will always be one of my favorites.
I saw a couple episodes, but never like straight through.
Breaking Bad is so good. And the ending, the way the last season and how they tied everything up. Like, I've never seen a show tie everything up like that so well.
Yeah,
you ever seen, what's that show? I was watching it the other day. Malcolm in the Middle.
Oh, yes.
I wasn't allowed to watch that show growing up. It was too inappropriate.
I was. I watched it. My wife and I started watching it again recently.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good. What do you like that show?
Yeah.
I love it, man. Because, like, there's that episode where Malcolm, he learns not to say anything and he just keeps his opinions in his head and eventually gets so much he starts bleeding out of his mouth. Because internally he's yelling, but outside he's like,
Is that which season is that?
I have no idea. Cal, you got something on
I only
your
ever
face.
got up to like the season where, what's his face? Francis has a girlfriend and he's in Alaska. I think this is after he left. After he left the military.
Okay, so yeah, okay, cool, yeah, that's okay.
I got up to there.
Did you get to the part where he moved to the ranch and became the ranch hand?
No, I didn't get to there.
He goes to this German cow. It's funny. You have to watch.
Is that the later season?
Look, once he goes to Alaska, I think it's like one more season when he finds the rancher guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never got
watch
that
it.
far. Yeah.
What's it on?
Probably
I watched
Hulu.
it on. Was it Hulu?
Probably. I feel like Hulu has a lot of TV shows, even like Nickelodeon,
Yeah, Hulu has quite
MTV, FX, especially FX. I think they made like a deal with them a couple years
FX always
back.
had really good shows.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I always liked FX.
I think they're one of the few like cable networks that have remained afloat while like streaming services have been taken over.
Oh, true, yeah.
Like even like channels like Sci-Fi, they're not even. I don't think Sci-Fi is up anymore.
Well, FX also had Fargo, too.
Yes, I fucking love. Oh, that's such a good show.
I never
right
watched
there.
it, but I remember.
Very good show.
I remember that it was always seeing commercials for it, and it was really popular. I want to watch it. I also want to watch Boardwalk Empire, but I think it's like HBO.
Yes. Oh my god, that's such a good show too.
I love Steve Buscemi.
Yeah.
Buscemi. Like, have you ever seen Ghost
He's
World?
awesome in that one. Ghost World. Is that the one with
Ghost
the
World
two
where
girls?
they-
The two girls, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has
It's like
young
after people
Scarlett
die?
Johansson in there, and then this other girl,
I think
something
so, yeah.
Birch. Laura Birch, I think.
It's after people have died. I think I know what you're talking about.
No,
maybe I'm thinking of someone else.
they
Then
haven't
I'm thinking
died.
of something
It's
else.
just called Ghost World. There might be.
I thought it was a twist at the end. No.
Not that I'm aware of. I know there's that guy that's waiting on the bus, and like the bus is never going to come, and it eventually does.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was based off a comic, maybe, but I could be totally fucking
I
wrong.
remember reading that they made us for a class in college the forms of literature film.
Oh yeah.
And in the class you have to watch or you have to read short stories, and then you have to watch the film adaptations of it. And Ghost World, it was one of them.
Yeah, I didn't take that class, but I took a similar class where we had to watch a movie and then like compare it to the written version of it, like the book, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And dude, I fucking hated that class, man. I'm not good at comparing and contrasting.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, well, in the story in the comic, this guy doesn't die, but in the movie he dies.
He dies brutally.
I remember we had to watch that class in that movie. We had to watch movies and we had to write papers on them.
Yeah,
we had to do timestamps.
Mm-hmm.
We had to watch
timestamps.
We had to do timestamps. We had to use quotes from the movie that explained our reasoning why we.
What?
Yeah, dude, I had to write like a 5-page paper on a movie one time.
Mm-hmm.
We had to pick a theme and then pick a movie that went with that theme. So I did A Hero's Journey, and I did Big Hero 6.
McCarthyism, nice.
And I did Big Hero 6. So I explained what A Hero's Journey was, and I explained why Big Hero 6 was a hero's journey. And I had to explain like,
It's
unexpected call to arms, and then he went to action, and then what was he trying to say? Blah 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 blah.
No, honestly, I've always liked like English and reading. And doing papers.
And doing
like
papers?
Writing, yeah.
I like writing like stories, but like in law school I had to write so many papers.
I bet.
We did this one about common law marriage, and then I did another one on like dress codes.
I don't agree with common law marriage. Until you put a ring on it or you get a certificate, you're not married.
That's
there's certain
if you
elements.
live someone for like a year, right? You're contractually married to them or legal by law,
there's
right?
there's certain elements you have to meet. Like if you regularly refer to someone as your spouse, that's one of the things. If you give them a sort of a token that's like, I love you and want to be with you, that's something that's part of it. And then also if you've been living together for a while. You have to meet a certain criteria.
That happened with my sister, my older sister, a couple years back. One of her ex-boyfriends, a little bit of a toxic situation, and by law she was like, they were married because they had lived together for like I think about 3 years.
And the thing is with common law marriage is I think it does tend to protect like women sometimes from someone who didn't marry them, but they put forth a lot of effort into the relationship and then they break up, and it's like, well, we were common law married, so I can get like certain things out of that that are owed to me from the relationship.
Let me jump into conclusions about common law marriage, and you're breaking it down from a lawyer's standpoint.
Breaking it down.
Like, okay, I guess
gotta
it does make sense.
Gotta protect the women.
Because I feel like, as everybody knows, the laws in this country are for men, and they're very strongly against women. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get into it right now because...
I mean, the laws were written by men, and they were judged, and
they have been for like a couple hundred years. In all like types of governments. There's some women in government, but it's like they're like a small minority. It's growing.
They get shit on too. Like, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Well, clearly they do because they're there.
Or they'll be like, they slept their way to the top.
Oh,
they
yeah.
get that. I've been hearing that about current stuff.
That's foul.
You gotta sleep.
That's like,
if you don't sleep, you'll die. So yeah, I guess they did sleep on their way to the top.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you don't sleep, you'll die.
Like, it's...
Because I just respond with that when they say, yeah, they slept their way to the top. Yeah, while they were going through the rings, they did take naps and go to bed at night, yeah.
I always say, so you're blaming the woman who had to give sexual favors in order to get ahead in her career versus the man who held back promotions and
took
in return of
someone's
sexual
passion.
favors.
John, what the fuck, dude? You can't go to Mama's house and start smoking without fucking asking.
My house?
Yeah,
Are you talking about my house? Are you speaking for me about my house?
No, I'm not speaking.
This is my house.
I'm not speaking. What?
I'm so sorry. I was
No, you don't need to apologize, Earl. You don't need to speak for me.
I'm not speaking for you.
Yes, you are.
I was
Earl.
simply saying.
Yes, you are.
I was
you do
asking.
this every time.
I was asking. I was just letting him know. Don't. That's kind of rude. Just assume.
Yeah, and you were speaking for me about my house.
Why is it you're always jumping on my case for doing stuff?
I never do that.
This is fucking awkward for John now. Like, he's in the
Now
middle
it's
of this.
awkward because of you.
Okay.
John, tell him how you feel.
See?
It's not my...
See what you did to John.
What I
John, it's okay, John.
Can I smoke in here?
No.
See? See, I fucking told you can't smoke
Yes,
in our
because
house.
it was my decision. Because it was my decision.
But I was right the whole time.
No.
God
you
damn
spoke
it.
over me and that was wrong.
No, I was simply trying
And you
to...
made John uncomfortable.
I was trying to back you and help you not break rules. I was making
it's
sure...
okay if he smokes. It's just, you know,
Dude,
you don't have to jump on down everyone's throat all the time.
I'm getting sick of your attitude, I really am. I'm trying to protect you and not allow him to smoke because you don't like that in your house. And then all of a sudden, I'm in the
trying to
wrong.
protect me because I'm a woman? You think I can't protect myself?
No, I was just trying to be polite.
You think that I can't hold my own? I can't talk my own opinions? You're just kind of speaking for me.
I was trying to be polite. My bad for trying
I'm
to be
sorry,
polite.
John. I'm sorry about this, buddy.
Say something, get mad. Are you mad? John's not mad because he doesn't care.
Can I go home?
Can you go? Fucking dude, yeah, you can go. Just
Now
no.
John wants to go home because of you.
It's not because of me, it's because of you.
Oh my God.
It's because of both y'all.
Whoa, excuse me?
Whoa. Then you
Whoa.
can leave then.
Let
Then
me
leave,
go.
John. Go smoke your cigars in someone else's fucking house.
See? Now she's on my side.
Now me and Earl are gonna kick you out.
But he was like actually speaking for you.
Yeah, he was.
Fuck this shit. God damn it, the both of you.
Really? Why would he do that? Like,
I don't know. Do you guys want to see a movie on Friday?
sure, yeah.
Okay, cool.
What are you watching?
Am I invited to the movie?
Yes, Earl.
Fuck yeah. I love movie night.
God.
I fucking love movie night.
There's this movie. It's called. Oh, I forgot the name about it. But it's like a very like. There's not a lot of camera movement. It's a very like they use a lot of static shots, and it's very like, the presentation of the movie is like very mundane. But it's like a day in the life of a clerk worker who works for like this film production company, and her boss is like he's like a piece of shit. He's always like verbally abusing her, and they kind of do like the whole like what is it from that movie? Like what Kayleen did. Well, I'll get to it. They never show the head of the boss.
Oh yeah.
It's always just
Oh,
like cut off
interesting.
like at like his head.
Yeah.
So you never see the boss.
That's really cool. Yeah, I like how
And-
she did that. Like I was the dad. You hear
Yeah,
me,
yeah.
but you don't see me.
Hmm. Like an authoritative figure, and
And
Yeah, that's interesting.
And-
I like that.
in that movie,
That's kind of cool. I didn't think of that. Yeah.
there's like she witnesses a lot of women going in and out, and so she like the gears start to click in the audience head and in her head too, that it's like a casting couch scenario that's happening. And like the per boss, he's being unfaithful, and he's having like casting couch. You know, he's taking advantage of women. And the story is kind of how like the worker, she witnessed a majority of these events, but she couldn't really do much because people think it's like, oh, it's a conspiracy. You know, there's like, it kind of goes back to this idea that like there's 4 people running the world, but it's not really like that. It's more of like these systems that have been in place, and they.
That's Callie
Sorry.
making the bark. She was disagreeing with John. She's like, man,
She's
shut
like,
up.
now I got something to say.
Shut your bitch ass up, John.
Fuck, I know I lost my train of thought. On an institutional level, it kind of like oppresses people, because how can you go out against your boss? You know, because like the person who pays you, if you want to control someone, pay them, and then like when you hang that over them, when you kind of when you can take away their livelihood from them by like money, then you have control over them. You know, that's why it's like, oh, before you go like on Jimmy Fallon, you can't say these things. They talk about it before they go on camera.
That's how it is with a lot of people. Like, well, I can't say anything. I can't do this because, the money. I left my job. I was making like $20 an hour, and I was like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. People's like, well, you're making so good of money. I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
Money isn't everything. People don't understand. I hate when people don't understand that.
Yeah.
It's
It's hard because money's not nothing, but it's not.
of course.
It can't be everything.
No.
Yeah.
If you're good at something and you have a skill, you're like, okay, I can leave this job and I can go find something else because I know that I can do something else. Like, this is not my end all be all job.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people get stuck in jobs because they think if I leave this, I won't be able to find another job or a better job. So they get stuck in places where they likely could have left and even made more money because of the skills they acquired at that job.
Yeah.
And but it's hard out there, man, with jobs.
Yeah.
It's the invisible hand at work.
Yeah.
Forcing people to...
The invisible hand.
I'm on my smoke break. Is there a problem?
Yeah, there is a problem.
What's the problem?
That is it.
Seriously, what's the problem?
What is the problem?
I'm trying to
Tell
smoke
me.
here.
You don't know the problem?
I'm trying to smoke.
I'm not here to tell you what the problem is. You should know what the fucking problem is.
You know, I'm trying to smoke. Can you, like, stop with your shit, please?
No. No. Can you stop? Stop with your shit?
Did this all start because I fucking excluded you from the good guys?
Yeah.
You want to be one of the good guys?
I'm not a guy, so that doesn't make any sense. Do you see? Do you see? How you just did it again. I'm sorry, I'm not a guy. I'm sorry, I don't have a penis.
Okay. This one's for the good gals. It was funny because we started off talking about film, and that we always do that. We branch
We
off.
do that every time.
Serial killers.
And we sprinkle it in here and there, yeah.
Charles Manson.
Charles Manson.
But
cults.
to me, that makes it interesting to listen to, because you don't know what's coming up. So if it's interesting, I'm like, I kind of want to hear what they're gonna say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But if you know they're gonna like, if you have the topics, you're like, you can skip forward. You can kind of just like,
Oh yeah.
you have to like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you know what's coming up, you can just skip to that part. Or you can just like, I don't want to listen. But if you don't know what's coming up in here, and it sounds interesting enough, you'll sit there and you'll listen to the whole thing to see what they're going to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I put it in the description. Like, this week we talk about this, but that doesn't say, that's just like a summary.
A general, like, yeah.
And I mean, that's how conversation works. It leads to something else, which leads to something else, which leads to something else.
Me personally, I prefer podcasts like that where I don't know what they're going to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah.
where it bounces around. Well, not for the listener as well as being on there, because then it's like, ooh, I don't know what's going to happen today. It makes it more fun. Like, if you know, you can go to it, like, hey, we're going to talk about this, this, and this today. You're like, I kind of don't feel like talking about that.
I'm going to have one more cigarette.
So, I'm going to definitely, I've had 3. I think I'm done right now.
Never enough. There's never enough cigarettes in the world for me.
In closing, do you have anything you want to say that you didn't get to say? Any thoughts?
Closing remarks.
Anything at all that you want to bring up that we may have not got to that you wanted to talk about? Like, nothing?
Did you hear about that system Windows like shut down
Oh, yeah.
airplanes?
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. Was like a week ago, right? Couple weeks ago?
Yeah, something about like airplanes, people's flights were delayed and canceled. Is there someone behind us?
Yeah, they're golfers. Yeah, because so if we would have been in Australia, we would have been stuck there if we would have been there during that time because all the flights were grounded. They couldn't go anywhere.
Oh my God! Imagine if you got stuck in Australia.
I'd be cool with it. I mean, in a way. Like, if I had to hang here for a couple more days, that's cool. Because when I go on vacation, I never want to come back to San Antonio, man.
I know, right?
I never want to come back home, man. Like, it's just, I don't know, you know what I mean? You go somewhere and it's fresh and it's cool. You're like, fuck, I just want to enjoy this a little longer.
Yeah.
But some people want to go home because like, okay, I'm tired of doing, well, I'm going around. I just want to go home, do my normal schedule and know what's
I did a study abroad for 6 weeks, and by the end, I was pretty ready to come home. Austria, Innsbruck.
Nice.
That's nice. When I say that in Australian, that's not Australian, but there was when we went in Australia, I was talking to some people that were from New Zealand, and I was like, I'll be honest with you, I can't tell the difference between an Australian accent and a New Zealand accent. You're like, that's fine.
Yeah.
Very similar.
It was cool though, just talking. They're like, so what's Texas like? What's the differences between Australia and Texas? Like, well, in Texas, there's 3 things: God, guns, and family.
God, guns, and family.
Yeah.
And in that order: guns, God, and family. You don't take my guns. You don't talk about my God. You don't touch my family.
Nice. I like that.
That's what we told them. Like, Texas, especially, there's a lot of churches. A lot of people love guns.
I love guns.
But I mean, the food's really good. We told them
the food
Texas
is really good.
We told them as well. Texas is known for its barbecue and its Tex-Mex. So other than the bullshit gun laws and religious stuff,
Yeah.
come here and get some barbecue, get some Tex-Mex, get some authentic Mexican food if you want. Especially in San Antonio because we're so close to the border. It's probably better than most places in Texas, other than if you go further south, obviously. But you know,
Yeah, we got good food here. I've lived a lot of places, and Texas has the best food.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do like seafood a lot. So Baltimore has good food like crab cakes and shit. Fucking shit, I love crab cakes.
Baltimore.
Crab cakes is what we do. I think that's like their slogan, right? Crab cakes in football is what Maryland does or some shit like that.
Crab guts and
Crab cakes. You ever had a crab cake? Oh my god.
What is that? It's not a
Crab
cake.
cakes
Is
are
it?
It's a
good.
patty, a crab patty.
A crab patty.
It's literally like a
Like
circle.
a patty made out of crab meat? Or?
Yeah.
It's made out of crab meat and some other
You've
stuff.
had one, right?
Yeah.
It's good.
Oh.
Some people use them for crab hamburgers, dude. Like they put it on a bun and put some sauce and shit.
Sounds
Oh,
good.
that would be good. I've never tried
Yeah.
that.
I've had a crab burger like one time at this seafood restaurant I went to one time. Can't remember the name of it, but it's good, man. I love seafood. The only thing I don't like about seafood is like clams and oysters, that slimy booger stuff.
You.
But other than that, I like scallops.
I love scallops.
Because they don't have flavor, so they take on the flavor whatever you put it in.
Mhm.
Are those shells?
No, there's like little balls, kind of like rubbery. Not rubbery, but they're kind of...
Pearl? No?
No, they're just like a ball.
Yeah, it's
That's
kind
the
of
best
like
way I
a
can
pearl.
describe it.
A ball.
And it's kind of... It's not as soft as an onion. It's kind of like between an onion and an apple, right?
Kind of, yeah.
It's kind. It's not crunchy, but it's not soft. It's just...
Okay.
The fuck is a bug flew on the pillow? I got a little scared. You got away, bitch.
The bugs
Was
are
it
going to
that
start
one right
coming
there?
out.
Possibly. Maybe.
We got wasps.
Wasps don't scare me, though. But yeah, so seafood good. I don't know where I went with that conversation, but...
Seafood? No, seafood is... I love seafood too.
Seafood's like one of my favorite kinds of food.
I like crab legs.
Oh my
Yum.
god. Break them
Crab
bitches in
legs.
half and just...
Yum.
Drink the juice?
Some
You ever
people do.
watch
I
those?
don't, but if sometimes fresh, if you break them in half and they're freshly steamed or something, the meat is so tender, it literally like just it will just fall apart. You can just... Sometimes you have
Yum.
to knock it back because it just it's insane.
So good.
Crawdads are good. I don't know what the proper term for crawdads are.
Crawdaddy?
Crawdaddy?
No.
There's like they're called something else. They're like, I don't know, man.
Crawfish?
Crawfathers? I don't know.
Well, keep talking about something. I'm gonna look it up.
Craw...
Craw
I don't know
mother.
what it would be.
No, there's like it's just like what I call them from where I'm from. I call them crawdads, but there's something.
Crawdads.
I don't
There's a
know.
movie called Where the Crawdads Sing. Something
Oh,
like that.
yeah. What was that movie?
I have no clue. I've never seen
Where the
it.
crawdads sing.
It's like one came out recently. It's based on a book apparently.
Yeah, it's based on a book.
Mhm.
Yeah, I know what you're
It's
talking
basically like a crawfish kind of thing. It kind of looks like not a lobster,
about. Like a mini lobster.
but yeah, like a lobster, like these kind of things. That's a crawdad.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
When I was a kid, where I used to live, when it would rain, they would bury themselves in these holes. So I'd put my hand there and it went from the bite, and I'd pull it out.
Oh,
Oh
my
my God.
gosh.
Yeah.
You just pull it out.
Yeah, they would be in these holes like in ditches,
Mm-hmm.
and they would when it would rain and get muddy, they would go in the holes. So you could stick your hand down there and feel it, and you could grab it out.
Is that where Mirelurks come from?
Gosh.
Maybe,
Right? No.
maybe.
No.
It's the same thing as people call it noodling when they go
Noodling?
fishing. Call it noodling. They
With the
stick their hand in there.
catfish.
Yeah,
For fish?
It's kind of like that with
Ah.
crawdad, but you feel them on your hand and you grab them. I did when I was a kid, man. We was fucking bored and got there. We lived in a trailer. We're like, oh, get some crawdads. We didn't eat them. We just catch them and throw them back in there. But you know,
You never ate a crawdad?
I have.
Or,
But when I was a kid, I wouldn't. I never ate it fresh. I've always gotten it from like restaurants or a seafood place
okay,
or something. But
Mhm.
I do want to. I do want to go fishing and learn how to fillet a fish because I don't know
yeah,
how
me
to
too.
fillet a fish.
Me too, yeah.
And that'd be, dude. I could do that. I would do that all the time. Just go there, fish, get me some fish, fillet that son of a bitch, and have a little fish fry.
Yeah.
Take some PBRs out there, man.
Oh, hell yeah.
Party like it's fucking 4th of July every day.
4th of July.
People say I have habits of a hick, of a redneck, and I don't think I do. Like the things I drink and stuff.
Nothing wrong with that.
Like I like Jaeger, I like PBR.
Oh, Jaeger's
And people say
amazing.
that's a bunch of hick shit. And I'm like, fuck off, it's America. No. Yeah, PBR and Jaeger and fucking Crown. People's like, that's redneck shit. I don't give a fuck. It's good. Especially
Yeah.
I like cheap alcohol. You know what I'm saying?
That's the good stuff right there.
I love
Who
malt liquor
doesn't?
too.
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah.
love malt liquor, man. A bottle of Mickey's or Old English or King Cobra.
King Cobra.
Sign me up, man. I'll
Mm.
drink it up.
Sign me up.
So yeah, I guess we're gonna wrap this bad boy up.
Yeah, let's wrap up.
So we talked about everything. So if you do listen to this episode, this is episode 6. Congratulations if you actually listened to the whole thing.
Congrats, you made it.
We've rambled on,
You survived.
but a lot of people are listening to it more than I thought. Surprisingly, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah,
Episode
that's
4,
cool.
200 views.
I'm
Fuck yeah.
happy. Shout out to Michael who usually texts me every week, saying how much he enjoys the relationship is like how we bounce back and forth. One of my other friends told me he goes pretty cool because, like I said, my other podcast we just talk baseball for like 2 hours.
Mhm.
So this is
baseball stuff. Nice.
This is way different. This is just bullshit, and
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
so it's cool.
Cool.
Episode 6 in, so hopefully we can get keep it going, get to lucky number 10, right? Do 10. hopefully.
Yeah.
10,000. Lucky number 10,000.
Hell
Lucky
yeah.
number 10,000.
So there's 52 weeks in a year. So if you do one a week, that's 52 episodes, man. That's a pretty good catalog.
Damn.
But
That's
I think
pretty good.
10 episodes in, that's a pretty good idea of what the podcast is about.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's pretty solid concept.
At some point, I'm going to have to buy some mic stands so we can just have the mics next to us.
Yeah,
I think if we do the wireless mics, we're going to have to sit further apart. Or
yeah.
have to figure it out because those were my first times using those things. I wasn't sure exactly how they worked, but they worked good. It sounds good. It's just you can hear the echo, like you can hear you talking in the background when I'm not talking and you are. So you hear it on my mic.
Yeah.
You're like I get off like this, you can hear you. So yeah.
All right.
We'll wrap it up and call it a day. Thanks to John Peralta coming on.
Thank you, John.
Hope you maybe see you again on another one. Who knows?
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
you're always welcome.
Hell yeah. Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. Thanks for wanting to be a part of it when we asked you. Like, hell yeah. I see you brought a cigar, brought your own medicine.
I didn't even finish it. Honestly, I kind of didn't like the cigar.
That's fine.
You know?
It's all
I
right,
was
you
smoking
tried it.
and I was like,
You tried
I
it.
was smoking it, puffing it,
You tried it.
and it's, I don't know, maybe I gotta. I
What
still
did
got
what did
another
it
one.
taste like?
Like, it smells like a motel. It smells like a motel. I went to Lake Charles recently. That's what the
Like
motel.
an old school one, dude, right? The
Yeah,
older
like
one?
a Days Inn or something.
Like a wooden one, right?
Yes.
It'd be like a wooden hotel.
That's exactly what it smells like.
Like a wooden hotel, like a log
Oh,
cabin.
that's funny.
Yeah, I'm not going to smoke a cigar, but it smells pretty good.
Yeah.
It smells like wood, right? That's what I
Kinda,
got.
yeah.
It smells like driftwood on an ocean.
This is a pretty cheap cigar. It's like $6.
Yeah.
Also, before we go, this probably come out before, but we made 2 shorts yesterday, a skit, and then we made like a little short, probably 3-minute video. So be on the lookout for that. Yeah, John was in it. He did something, and yeah, leave it at that.
Yeah.
We all did some stuff, so
We
you'll have to
Damn
check it
straight.
out.
You know what? Before we close out, what we did was we all got together and we sat down and we came up with an idea right then and there. It was like kind of like an exercise, like a team exercise. Like, hey, what do you want? How can let's write a script? Let's put our minds together, and that's what we did. We wrote a script in like an hour and we shot it and called it a day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we filmed the whole thing in a day.
It pretty good, man. It was pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
That was fun. We should do that more often.
We can, yeah. I do want to, like I said, make a found footage thing. That's kind of what I want to do at some point.
Oh yeah.
I still got to work on that horror script I started.
Oh yeah, the fat camp.
Yeah.
That one's gonna be cool.
The what?
It's a secret.
It's a secret. I'll tell you about it.
Oh, I
we
see.
close this when we shut her down. All right, boys and girls and whatever else you want to be, we're gonna Close her down.
close her up.
All right.
Hell yeah.
we are officially
Check you next
done.
time.